last time I know that we talked a little bit about being stuck and having that feeling of failure. So I'm so excited to get to talk a little bit more about that today. I know that we both kind of felt stuck, a few years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the problem with living a healthy lifestyle, or not the problem with living it, but maybe the thought process of people before they can get to a healthy lifestyle, is that diet mentality of, I have to sacrifice this and I can't have this. And we think that we're going to do something for a little while, we're going to get the results that we want, and then we could go back to doing all of those things that we used to do. And that just doesn't work. And that's not what a healthy lifestyle is. So I think to be able to get yourself unstuck at any point, whether it's the beginning of your journey, the middle of your journey, is that you have to change that mindset of what is healthy living. What is it that I ultimately want? I mean, I know when I initially took the first steps in my journey, sure, I was definitely thinking about, I want to be able to get to the beach and wear my bikini again. I want to take off this baby weight. I felt uncomfortable in my own skin. That was the initial. But as soon as I actually started the process and started treating my body right, I started to feel so much better from the inside out. And I realized it wasn't about the bikini. It was about health. It was about treating my body the way it's supposed to be, because I love my body, that I don't hate it, and that I wanted to sustain healthy living because I wanted to live a long life. So I
I
think, like, that's the first step.
I totally agree with you. And, I think when we hear the word diet, that really has a negative connotation to it. It's like, I have to go on a diet because I have to fix something. And I think when we go to the healthy living, we want to because we want to embrace our bodies and love our bodies. And that is such a huge, mindset shift. And I'm 100% right there with you. I think the small steps that we've taken have really helped us to crush some of those goals. And the added benefits, like you said, are feeling comfortable in our clothes, but it's really the internal part, and for me, I was so stuck with, being a mom. I quickly went from being a mom of, you're in that same boat, 1, 2, and then 3, and, being a wife and, being a teacher and being a social worker and trying to figure it all out. And I lost myself, and I didn't know how to even begin to get it back, because that journey, that jump seemed so big, and I'm so thankful for the support and learning the process of taking those small steps, along the way. Because I think, especially in this instant gratification world, we think of the end game, and it's really about everything in between it.
Right. And I think that something that worked for both of us definitely was early on embracing personal development, and even just starting with one book or one podcast to start developing that mindset. So I know the initial thing for me was just getting results. um, it's not so much that I was motivated beforehand. It's just that I realized that when I fueled my body properly and I got 30 minutes of exercise in a day, I felt so much better. And I felt like I was living healthy. But when I didn't do those things, I could immediately feel that kind of setback. I could feel that I wasn't treating myself well. But by doing the reading and learning how to have strategies and to think of things in a different way, I really feel like that was what helped to continue unsticking. There is no perfect. I mean, we hear it all the time, but there's no destination. Like, a healthy lifestyle is you're doing this forever, and there's always going to be stumbling points. There's always going to be big events or tough times, pandemics. So, well, hopefully not like this again, but, there's always going to be something. And we can't use that excuse to just let go of all of the hard work and our ideal of a healthy lifestyle. We have to find a way to get around the hard part. So, you know, unsticking doesn't mean you don't get stuck. It just means that you're willing to work through the hard parts and do the work, shift your mindset, and navigate your way around it.
Hmm. And I always remember one of the quotes from one of our favorite traders, and she says, it's okay to love where you are and still want to grow to be a better version of you. And I think a lot of times we want to wait until we're here to love ourselves, and it really does start where you're at. And I think that that's something that we can really talk about next time. I'm looking at the quote behind me, and it says, happiness is not a destination, it's a way of life. And not waiting until we're at a certain point to start to feel that happiness, I think would be a great topic to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, awesome, we'll talk soon.
All right.